So thrilled to be joined once again, his second appearance on the show, the head coach of Canada's men's national team, Jesse Marsch. Jesse, the last time we saw you on the pitch, you were given a red card during the CONCACAF Nations League, then suspended for the first two games of the upcoming Gold Cup. I haven't had a chance to ask you, how are you feeling about that?
Yeah, I'm not happy about it. But I tell you, the red card was deserved, but the extra suspension I totally disagree with. But that's life. That's okay. The guys will be good. They'll be ready. There's no problem.
The program has come so far over the last few years, but we talk about respect a lot. Do you think Canada is being given the respect it deserves in CONCACAF, Jesse?
No, not at all. And that was part of the reason for my reaction to certain things that happened in the game. And the players when I took the job over a year ago, they kind of talked to me about this, and I kind of referenced like, look, we need to keep developing as a team and keep developing as a football nation, and we'll earn that respect. But now, after being here for a year and seeing our treatment at Copa America, seeing our treatment in CONCACAF, now I'm totally aligned.
That's great. That's great to hear.
And I'm trying to do what I can to challenge the powers that be in CONCACAF and in the regions to understand that this is an emerging football nation. And then really in the end, we do need to just keep pushing our level and keep showing what a good team we are. And we're doing that. And these players know that's part of their motivation, and the commitment to try to be at our best all the time is really big here.
Next one's a two-parter for you. What is the plan for you to not be available for those first two Gold Cup games? And then what would you consider success for Canada at that tournament?
Well, it's unfortunately not the first time I've been shown a red on the bench. Okay, so I have some experience in this, but I often use it as an opportunity to challenge the leadership and to say, like, look, ultimately this is your team. I'm a coach and I'm here to help guide things, but I believe that players play the games, and certainly when it's a national team. And now they're Canadian and I'm American, and we're really coming together in a really good way. And I think representing the country in a strong way and understand what that means. But in the end, still, this is their team, right? This is their national team. And so for them to push everything and to take more ownership, I think is really important. Yeah, and then I mean, look, in general, it's been a fun group to be around. It's been I think we've earned a lot of respect. We've pushed the level at which we can do things, and internally, the truth is that we won't be satisfied with the Gold Cup unless we win it. And that's not a statement to try to put bulletin board material out for our competitors in the region. That's just the reality of how we feel internally about where we are as a team.
Now, before you get to the Gold Cup, you have the Canadian Shield tournament this Saturday in Toronto. You got an interesting mix, some veterans on the squad, a little bit of youth. But overall, one of the things that you've really benefited from, maybe compared to previous coaches of this program, is that a lot of your top players are consistently available to you during these international windows. How great has that been for the development of the squad?
Yeah, I think we have some high level talent. We have some young talent. And I think we're pushing the level at which the team can play. And with our recent successes, that some of them predate me, and then some of them have been in the year that I've been in charge, I think the team and the players have gathered more confidence in who they are, more experiences for playing games at the highest level. And again, it continues, I think, to snowball and create a feeling in the group like they're not afraid of anybody, and that they believe they can win any match against any team they play. So that's an exciting proposition. But the work when we get together is really about the concentration and the discipline to put together a group, an idea of football, a movement, a discipline to be at our best. So, today was our first day of training, and today was no different in that way.
Jesse, will we see Jonathan David on the pitch, considering his current contract situation?
Good question. Those are discussions I've had with him and his agent almost daily now.
Yep.
But Look, Jonathan is a very unique person. He's not built with panic. He's very secure with who he is. He's very at ease with this entire situation, as he has been since really I've gotten to know him over the entire last year. So I think he's really close to making a decision. I think there's multiple teams still in the mix, but there's some scenarios where maybe he has to leave us in a week to go be in the World Club Championship, and then there's some scenarios where he continues with us here at the Gold Cup. And the one thing that he's made very clear to me is that he wants to be here, and his desire to win the Gold Cup with this team is huge. So let's see what happens, but we know we have a really important player and a great talent and a really fantastic person in Jonathan David with this team.
Jesse, you'll be playing against Ukraine this weekend, currently ranked 25th in the world. Ivory Coast, ranked 41st in the world. You only have a limited number of these high-profile friendlies, so to speak, against big clubs like this before the World Cup next summer. So does it take on a greater sense of urgency, this event this weekend, because of that?
Look, we've arranged for a schedule of opponents to address the possibility of the kinds of opponents that we could draw in the World Cup. There's a chance we could draw an African nation. There's a chance we could draw European nations. There's a chance you can draw Asian nations and South American and all this. So you're trying to put a schedule together that brings in high-level talent for these matches to test you, and then to also understand the types of games that some of these nations can represent for their regions. So for that reason, I think that both of these will be a big challenge. Really good teams with really good players on both teams, different kinds of talents and styles of play, but I think an opportunity for us to continue to grow and continue to show that we're developing and that we're ready for these challenges.
Jesse, one player we really wanted to talk to you about was Promise David, coming off just a huge breakout season in Belgium, 24 goals across all competitions. What has impressed you most about his meteoric rise, and how do you see him fitting in with the national team now?
Yeah, look, Promise is a really level-headed guy who's got big personality and is really excited about his position here with the national team, really eager to establish himself with our group. Watching him perform over the last year, he was a name that was brought to me last summer by a former coworker that I worked with in Europe, and I've sort of kept track of him over time, but you're right. He's just continued to escalate his performances throughout the year, and to end it all with coming in off the bench and scoring 2 goals to help secure the title for Union Saint-Gilloise for the first time in 92 years says so much about what he's been able to achieve and the type of person he is. So we're incredibly excited to get to know him better, to help him establish himself with our team, and we think he can be a big player here with our national team.
Jesse, we know that Alphonso Davies is not with the squad, the torn ACL back in March against the U.S. He did reveal this past weekend that his target return date is sometime around November. So how connected are you with him throughout this rehab process?
Yeah, we've talked a lot, and we've tried to support Alfonso in every way as a federation, and then with my relationship with Alfonso, just to continue to invest in him and help him understand how to be the best player, the best captain that he can be for our national team. This injury situation, frankly, has been very hard for Alfonso, right? It's his first major injury, and he's been lucky enough in his career to be healthy often and to perform at such high levels. So, we're all kind of here for him. We're all trying to find ways to support him. And certainly we believe, because of the type of athlete he is, that he can return fully, strongly to 100%, even maybe better than before. And obviously we also think that he can have a quick return because of his overall strength and athleticism. So, let's see how things develop over the next weeks and months, but we're all very encouraged by the initial feedback and the initial returns on what his rehab has been like. And certainly we're hopeful for him to get back as quickly as possible and as strongly as possible.
Okay, Jesse, this next one is tough for me. It's our last question, but I spoke to you before the CONCACAF Nations League in February, and this has been weighing on my mind ever since. How I signed off with you in that interview. I want you to take a listen to this. This is how I signed off with you. Take a listen.
Okay.
It's an exciting time for Canadian soccer. We're thrilled that you're leading the charge. Thanks for joining us on the show, and all the best in the Champions.
Thanks, Jay.
I mean, we played that over and over, Jesse, here, and everybody's really
Nailed
got.
it.
I mean,
Nailed it.
what was I even saying? Was I thinking Champions League instead of Nations League? Have you ever had an interviewer sign off with you in such an awkward way, Jesse?
Oh my gosh! I was with our communications team, and when we ended the interview, I was like, "What the hell did he just say?" Listen, you don't have to be perfect. I love that you acknowledge your imperfection and your vulnerability. So well done, well done, Jay.
I appreciate that,
I got your
Jesse.
back, brother. I got your back.
I really appreciate it, and I'm going to try to be better this time around. Good luck in the Canadian Shield this weekend. Good luck in the Gold Cup this summer, and we'll see you at the World Cup next year. Always enjoy chatting with you, pal.
Good to see you, Jay. Thanks a lot, buddy.